Pappy's back this week. We're going to get back on the little Ford Ranger. He's got a leaking water pump. You know, I'd done it, I guess, 3 or 4 years ago when I got the truck. It's already leaking again. A little bit premature, but I kind of knew about it. But it's getting to the point now it's leaving puddles of coolant, and tired of adding to it. I just need to take care of it. And while I'm doing it, I got to pull the fan off to do the water pump. And I was looking at it. It's cracked. It's plastic. So I can't get that. It's no longer available for a 4-cylinder, only for the 3 and 4 liter V6s. So we're going to have to eliminate it and come up with something with an electric fan. I'll try to build a shroud for it, and I should have enough materials here to do that. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to replace the timing belt, water pump, and build a fan shroud and put the fan on it that I ordered off of eBay. And I've got a coolant temperature sender that comes on, I think it right around 200 degrees, cuts off at 15 degrees below that. So I think it cuts off at 185, and it'll just maintain those 2 temperatures when the key's on. That's when it'll run. But anyway, let's get to it. Just watch me work. Here's what we got. We have a fan, got a water pump, timing belt, tensioner, fan belt. And we got this little deal that'll go in the upper radiator hose. And I got this temperature sensor that when it comes on, it's at 200 degrees. When it gets to that temperature, it turns, or it'll close, engaging the relay, which will turn the fan on. And I think I got a relay here. It came with this. This is the kit that came with it. And then that will turn the fan on. And then when it gets down to 185 or below, it shuts off. All of this happens when the key is on. It's in the run position. That's the way I'm going to wire it. So that'll take care of the cooling needs. I hope this fan will push enough air. I'm pretty sure it will. It's just a little 4-cylinder, so it's a little bigger than what it came with. I'll have to build a shroud in place of this one, and we'll put it down in here, and I'll just use this as a reference and then build the shroud to hold the the fan. But as you can see, if you look down in here, I don't know if you can see that. I'm not sure how to angle my head where you can see it, but there is a crack on the fan. And here, it's pretty much every fan blade, there's a crack. I'm scared this might fly apart, so that's why we're going to change it. It's in pretty bad shape. It's old. It's 32 years old, so it's plastic. They don't last forever. Just unfortunately, they don't make them for it, so we'll have to make do. Anyway, just watch me work. We're going to get to it. All right. Now, can we get this in there? Maybe to help hold it, like we did before. Okay, that one's loose. Move to the next one. Seems like I just put injectors all in that, but I guess it's been about a year or more now. Wow, time flies. Two down, 2 to go. To get loose. I have a feeling once I get this fan out of the way and the shroud, this might be an easier truck to work on once that thing's gone. loose without having to, I guess you had a little bit more compression there. On the grip more. Alright, 3 loose. Let's go for the 4th. Okay, should be number 4's loose. Okay. All right. Wish there was an easier way, but I don't think getting the shroud loose, it'll just be flopping around. We'll try to get the screws out first. Take the fan loose and then pull the fan and the shroud out together. At least that's the plan. We'll see. Still not going to turn on my fingertips. Well, shoot. There we go. Now I got my ratchet back. Put it out of here. There's another one. Now I've got to find the one and get this last one out. And figure out where I laid the 4th one. Or we'll be replacing them, which I probably don't have. Okay, well, we got the screws out. Ain't that coming up? Okay. Get something to drive in there to help it out. Must have a rust ridge or something. We use something. That'll work. There we go. All right. And as I said, we'll get these out of here together. And I'll show you this fan clutch, or clutch fan. See all the cracks? Here, here, here. I've seen too many of these just all of a sudden fly apart and knock a hole in the radiator. So we're not going to do that. That's why. And this is no longer available. I've run this part number. Nobody makes the thing. You know, they may have a few years ago, but I guess most people put electrics on them, or who knows. I don't really know what they do. Obviously, they're coming up with something, or just putting a different fan altogether on it. Don't know. Okay, guys, I may have scored. I found me a piece of aluminum. It still has the plastic coating on it. I've had this stuff for years, and it was on another project, and this was one of the panels, and I never hung it. I fitted it, and that part's gone. It was something I built 15 years ago. It's called the Pit Mule, and it was had a Volkswagen Jetta engine and three-wheel craft that kind of would use a trailer dolly and also subbed as a generator. But that project's long gone, but the aluminum is still here. And I bought this from a company called Risco. I don't know if they're still around or not, but they're here in the Atlanta area. But it's sign material is what it is, and it comes coated with plastic. And you fit it to whatever you need, and then you peel the plastic off, and of course the paint is on there. You know, it's sign paint, so it's good stuff. This one has white on one side, black on the other. So we'll make a fan shroud, and of course I'll make it black. It'll be better. I don't think I need it white. So we'll lay this out and see if I can build a fan shroud. Maybe if I build it right, it'll just go right in place of the factory shroud. At least that's the way I'm going to attempt it. Let's see how this fan fits this. If it's compatible as well. We're just going to make a square box, but it looks like it overhangs a little bit. And it does, which that should be okay. I'll have to make a square box. Which entail, I think this will be big enough. Just enough to get off the radiator. It doesn't have to come back as far. In fact, tighter, better. So we'll go bigger and then try to bend this thing to where we get flanges here and here, and then these flanges here that'll drop down. But I gotta bring it back. Yeah, I'll have to think this through, and we'll come up with something. Let's see if we can get that built. I think we got something to work with here. So I've got another piece of it too. I want to make sure I've got more than one piece. I'd like to build it all in one piece, but I don't I do have a pan and box brake, but it's a cheap one that doesn't work very well. Let's see if we can get back here and pull some of this other out. At least I'll get to put some of this to use. For a good project. We'll do the same thing on this Firebird later because I'm going to go electric on it too. I would like to come up with a serpentine belt drive for the Firebird as well. For a 455 Pontiac, which I don't think they came factory, so I don't know. We'll do a little research there. But that's down the road. Okay, let's see. If we use this piece for the flange and just cut it out, yeah, that fits. Cut it out, and then that can bolt down on top of there. So, basically, I think I just need to go with a half inch bigger all the way around, except for these flanges. Just mark it out. We're not going to worry about the bulge where it comes out over. We'll come up with that later. Is that even hiding? Not really. Let's see if we can wipe it off. It's got so much dirt on it. At least the Sharpie can ride on if I clean it a little bit. Have to use the Firebird as a workbench. Might have ruined this Sharpie riding on all that dirt. Let's see if she'll still write. No, let's see if we got another one. Didn't do it any good, did I? There's a gold one. Was that right? Okay, what do we got laid out now? Let's see. Probably have to do a little better down here. Okay, we need it here, 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 here. Okay. Now, look at that. This thing was up in the woods and the rats, so they ate the shroud. I've seen those teeth marks before. That's what that is. Rats. And they also eat the fuel lines. That's why he was able, my son, Kale, bought a truck for $500 because it wouldn't run. And rats eating the fuel lines in two. Luckily they didn't eat the harness. Go figure. Let's see. We need We need that again. We got to get this corner a little more pronounced. Okay. If we trim this out and use that to go over the radiator, then we could elevate a box for the fan after that. That's my story. I guess I'm going to stick to it, right? Let's take one last look. Yeah, I think she'll work. Let's see if we can shear that out. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this little rusty thing is still cut. Clean this up a little bit. Get a couple of shop towels. Maybe some PB blaster. And wipe her down. Ooh, look at all that rust. Rust and dirt. Piece of equipment like this is worst enemy. All right. I guess we'll oil this up too. It's just a little cheap 3-in-1 shear. I worked in shops that had those big foot shears. I wish I had one of those, but there again, room. This thing's perfect size if I just get it working now. It worked good when I got it. It's got the slip roll up here. It's a pretty neat deal. I'm blessed to have it. Let's see if we can get her into place. Let's go to the fence. I think we need to go all the way to the fence. I think it was square, but hopefully it's still square. Let's check that. This thing's been a while. Yeah, we're still square. Well, all right. Put this up here to help hold things in place. It just usually plugs in right here. And just pull. Yep. She still works. Lay her up here and see, compare to the old shroud, and make sure I'm still square on it, the drawing. this way. Okay, the second one, we're going to go higher. Yeah, we're going to go up here. And we'll trim that off by hand. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Well, unless I go all the way up. Can it go across? Yeah, why not? Just leave it. I'll leave that all the way across. Yeah. All right, tractor. Bring her up. Get her in place. It's looking square. At least close enough for me. Maybe I'm a little out of square there. I must have let it move. I think we're still going to run with it. Let's go with this. We got to get this knocked out anyway. Okay. Let's see how she looks. Yeah. those off. Put that down in here. Alright. We'll bend along here. Okay. We're going to put just a tweak here. I mean, a tweak. Can we bend that little bit of amount? Give it a try. Let's see if she'll work. I don't know. Enough for the edge guard. We'll do the same thing over here. Let's draw it off. I laid the fan up there and I got to trim that out, but it looks like it'll fit pretty good. I got some door edge guard coming to protect the radiator. It should be in tomorrow. And then I'm going to attach it like that and bolt it up. And it has about a 1/4 inch gap between it and that. Put that fan there, it ought to draw in quite well. I'm debating whether to roll beads across it, but it's going to be kind of weak. I'm hoping the fan body itself will strengthen it up, and it should be fine without that. I'm just trying not to run those zip tie things that go through the radiator. I've seen them do more damage than good. But let's see if we can trim this bad boy out and go from there. We'll just try to, we're going to stay about a 1/8 of an inch, a half of an inch all the way around. And I'm just going to try to trace a line I don't need it to go all the way out the edge, of course. That's where we're going to mount it. We're going to go, let's just say, an inch around. That's not looking too good. Let's see. We'll come around. Not good at making the lines exactly where I need them, but as long as this hole and that should cover, and that'll give plenty of airflow through the center. So I just need to just do that. I know, oh, there's the hole saws over here where the bits are, so that'll work. We'll just put this down here, bore 3. We'll just go somewhere randomly there. Okay. And we'll just do this again. Well, the belt's slipping so bad. Those are fairly new belts. But that hole saw is digging in quick. Let's see if I can slow this down a little bit. There we go. Guess I need to tighten those belts up. Okay. There. That is done. Then we'll get the hand shears and trim this out. Okay, yeah, these go right. I always get backwards, left and right on these shears. Green turns right. Well, that tends to wear the hand down a little bit. Oh, let's get a punch. Centering punch and let's center it. That's exactly the way I want it. Let's see if that'll bolt up. What do you figure, 1/4 by 20s?